Hey beauties, it's Riri. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to another day of Vlogmas. Thank you so much for being here. I asked you guys a little while back if you guys would still want to see my Black Friday haul. I shopped a ton of indie brands and most of these are new to me, so I'm even more excited about them. But I asked you guys, was it too late for me to showcase these products or did you still want to see them? And overwhelmingly, you guys said, please still show us. So I have some items from Gourmand Girls. We have Rouge Labs, Wicked Widow Beauty, What's Up Beauty, MBA Cosmetics, Winklerry Beauty, and Fantasy Cosmetica. So I'm gonna go through everything. We're gonna swatch stuff, get up close and personal. Do have shorts with all of these products already up. I tried to kind of make sure that I did shorts, showcase the palettes prior to them being swatched. And I also already have a look up with both the Gourmand Girls palette and the Rouge Labs palette. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. This may be long. If it gets long, y'all know what I say. Grab your tacos and your tequila, your milk and cookies, your Doritos, Cheetos, or Fritos, whatever is your pleasure, honey. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to come and watch. Let's dive in. I think first up, I'll go into Gourmand Girls, and then I'll go over this way and just go in order by what's in front of me. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. Anyways, you guys know my love and affection for indie brands, and I hope that this is helpful to you guys. I already kind of set out prior to the holiday season to buy from as many indie brands as I possibly could. Now, is it only one or two things through each? Yes, but I feel like it's gonna be enough for me and for you to get an idea of whether or not you wanna try these brands out. So first up from Gourmand Girls, I did pick up a couple of lipsticks. I have tried her lipsticks in the past, I really love them. And then I was sent the Silent Night palette. And I do already have a look up with this. I will swatch it for you guys today though. And I love this color story because I feel personally, unlike a lot of palettes that I'm seeing right now that are kind of geared more toward holiday and or more cool tone leaning, they are, in my personal opinion, kind of just very one note and a little bit just more black, gray, and silver. This I feel like is cool tone, but it offers the couple pops of your like gold yellow, but then there are browns and then it leans a little bit more cool toned. I love the fact that there's duochromes in here as well. I have used this a couple of times. I will of course link all the videos down below, but I will jump in. We have Snowy, we have Mother, we have Starry. Starry does have a little bit of texture, but as you apply it, it does not have the texture to it. And then we have Silent Night. Next up are Peace, All is Calm, Savior, and Heavenly. Next up are Frosty, Twinkle, Bright, and Festive. Last up are Child and Shush. I would like to note that all of the mattes in here feel incredibly soft and very smooth and buttery to the touch. And they are incredibly pigmented. And the few that I've tried and the couple of looks I did were very blendable, very layerable, and they last a long time on my lids. So that again is the Silent Night palette from Gourmand Girls. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and show you the lipsticks. These are both part of Clara's collection. I think they're absolutely beautiful. I love the component. This is the shade Passion. Next up, I have the shade Alyssa. I think I'll try this one on for today. And I feel like for me, this is not the best color looking at it in person, so I am going to line my lips as well. I'm going in with the Clarity Cosmetics Espresso Please. And I also layered in a little bit of Passion. So I like that. Again, they're incredibly creamy, nice and opaque. They feel nice on the lips as well. Let me clean up my little space really quickly. So that is my order from Gourmand Girls. Next up is the brand new launch from Rebel Rouge Labs, the Come Undone, the Sweater Weather Palette. And she is a brand that I've been with since the very beginning. And I love that this is holiday, but it doesn't scream holiday. There's obviously pops of red and green, but there's a lot of neutrality here as well. And I feel like you could use this year round. I do also have a look up with this particular palette, and I'll do some quick swatches for you guys. We have Loveful, Hygge. I still do not know how to pronounce that. I'm very sorry. And of all of the mattes in here, the Hygge shade, I mentioned this in my kind of first impressions of this in the first look I did. It does have a little bit of dryness to it. It's almost more of a kind of like a thick, straight up pigment, if you will. But other than that shade, all of the mattes, everything feels great. And in case I didn't say, it was Loveful, Hygge, Shiver, and Stellar. Next up are Cedar, Cashmere, which I love, Ember, which I also really love, and Angora. Next up are Solstice, Juniper, Unravel, and Plush. And last up are Cardigan, Velora, and Starseed. And those are the swatches from the Rebel Rouge Labs Come Undone palette. Next up, I think I'm going to go into the Wicked Widow Beauty, the Graveyard Smash. I actually really like the size of this, and if you know, you know, I love a grungy color story, but I also really love greens. So this just spoke to me. It is absolutely stunning. I love the packaging. I like that it opens like this. It has a nice mirror. I love it. This screams a Riri palette. So I will get up close and show you the shades, and then of course we will swatch. So we have Harvest Horrors, Friday Night, Thrills and Chills, and Groovy Ghouls. Fright Night has a little bit of crumbliness and or texture to it. Then we have Bewitching Bride, Weird Waltz, Monster Mash, and Freaky Frank. And those are the swatches for the Wicked Widow Graveyard Smash palette. Next up, the one that I think I'm most excited about and the one you guys are most excited about, this is the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. And when I first saw this, I loved the packaging and stuff like that. The theming, I thought it was super beautiful, but they're a brand that is new to me and I was on the fence about it, but I received one of their duos in my IPSY Glam bag and tested that, and that little duo, prompted me to buy it. So here's the outer packaging. It does have a mirror, and here is our color story. And I know that a lot of people probably had the same response that I did once we all saw like pictures of the palette, because from the outside I think a lot of us anticipated it being jewel toned, purples, blues, bright pops of green, etc. And at first I was like, I don't like it. But I actually love that they put just a little bit of neutrals in here, and a neutral that is pretty much for every skin tone. Then the shimmer and like the duochrome shades are the ones that have those beautiful jewel tones in them. So I actually like this better than I think I would have liked it if it was jewel tones and then like the chromatic types of shades, because I wouldn't have probably used a palette like that. I don't typically reach for things like that, whereas I would reach for something with a little bit more neutrality and then pop it with one of those pops of like shimmers, duochromes, multichromes. So first up is Fly, then Breath, then Fire, and Spikes. I will note that these feel incredibly smooth. The mattes feel great. Of course, this is my second time swatching all of these. Next up are Magic, Powerful, Creature, and Fierce. And then to wrap it up, we have Scales, Myth, Smoke, and Monster. So that was all the swatches from the What's Up Beauty Dragon Eye palette. Next up is the MBA Cosmetics Thrills and Chills, and then I also have a single. I did opt to just get it with the little palette. It is a magnetic palette, of course. And these are all like multi-duo chromes. I also got a single shadow. This is in the shade Celestial Poppy. And this has a very strong shift of like a hot pink to like a burnt rusty orange. We have Bone Appetit. And this one has a beautiful like periwinkle to like a sea foamy green with like a hint of blue in there as well. Next up is If You've Got It, Haunt It. Next up is Squad Ghouls. Then we have Fabulous. Next up is Apparition. Next up is Bugs and Kisses. It should have been Bugs and Hisses. Just saying. Then we have Howl You Doing. And then last up is the shade Wicked Ways. And those are all the swatches from my MBA Cosmetics order. Next up, I will go into Fantasy Cosmetica, and I am quite familiar with Fantasy Cosmetica. I have a few of their 9-pan palettes, and I love them. So I have a few singles, and then I also have a holochrome single. This is my first holochrome. I also have a holochrome from Winklerry. Hopefully I'm saying that right, you guys. And if you are new here, I love green. I am a grungy girl. I am a green lover. So the 4 singles that I chose are all like levels of green, and they are beautiful. First up is Packed. Then we have Arcanum. Then we have Profane. And Ritual, which is such a beautiful and unique shade to my collection, at least. It is absolutely stunning. It's like goldy, yellow, green, but it also has kind of an antiqueness to it, if you will, almost like a varnished gold. It is, holy crap, beautiful. But how stunning of a quad is this? And then last up from Fantasy Cosmetica is the Holochrome shade from her latest collection called Book. And then last but not least is from Winklerry. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Cast a Spell. Pink Berry. Next up is Rave, and you guys were raving about this when I posted the video over on my TikTok. And then we have Patient Zero. And then last up is the Hollow shade in the shade Hollow Back Girl. So that is it. Hopefully all of these swatches were helpful to you guys. I love supporting indie brands. I love the touch. I love that they come out with so many different unique and cool different, you know, things. Yeah, I'm super excited. What shades were your favorites? Have you tried any of these? And are any of these brands your favorite? Comment down below. Let's have that conversation. I love you beauties. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye beauties.